Hello, everybody. We are back. We are back the second time this week to do another reading from our book club, our Be Holy for I Am Holy book club. We are doing the complete visions of Anne Catherine Emmerich, and it's going to be a while to come still with this book, guys, because it's a
Yeah,
lot.
we're on page, according to the script, we're on page 445 of 2,394. We're 19% through the book. So that means we're 1/5 through the book.
But it's so many
you
beautiful.
You can look below for all the other days and just click on that, which days you want to look at.
Yes. And right now, he's still moving toward the baptism. He's not there yet. Oh, by the way, these visions were approved by the Catholic Church. She was beatified in 2004 by John Paul II, in case you guys are wondering if these visions are okayed with the Catholic Church, and they are. And so we're still traveling through some villages and some towns with Jesus on his way to the baptism. He's like spreading the seed and like you were saying last time we did the reading, he's preparing the way for the baptism.
Yes.
So today it's Jesus with Eliud and the Essenian. Eliud the Essenian. And the Essenian race or whatever, or group of people are from Mary. Mary came from the Essenians. And if you want to learn a little more about that, you can go back and look at those first readings of ours that we talk a lot about the Essenians.
And there's also a link. There's also a link below.
Jesus with Eliud the Essenian. The valley through which Jesus went by night from Kisloth Tabor is called Edron, and the shepherd village in whose synagogue the Pharisees of Nazareth had so derided him was named Chimki. The people with whom Jesus and the 5 disciples put up outside of Nazareth were Essenians and friends of the Holy Family. The Essenians, both men and women, dwelt around here in the ruins of old stone vaults, solitary and unmarried. The former wore long white garments, the latter mantles, and both cultivated little gardens. They had once dwelt near Herod's castle in the valley of Zabulon, but out of friendship for the Holy Family had come hither. He with whom Jesus stayed was called Eliud. He was a very venerable, gray-haired old man with a long beard. He was a widower, and his daughter took care of him. He was the son of a brother of Zacharias. The Essenians lived very retired around here, attended the synagogue at Nazareth, and were very devoted to the Holy Family. The care of Mary's house during her absence had been entrusted to them. Next morning, the 5 disciples of Jesus went into Nazareth to visit their relatives and acquaintances, also the school. Jesus, however, stayed with Eliud, with whom he prayed and very confidently conversed. For to that simple-hearted, pious man, many mysteries had been revealed. And
there were 4 women in Mary's house, besides herself, her niece, Mary Cleopas, Joanna Chusa, a cousin of Anna the prophetess, the relative of Simeon, Mary, mother of John Mark, and the widow, Leah. Veronica was no longer there, nor was Peter's wife, whom I had lately seen at the place where the publicans lived. The Blessed Virgin and Mary Cleopas came to Jesus in the morning. Jesus stretched out his hand to his mother, his manner to her being affectionate, though very earnest and grave. Mary was anxious about him. She begged him not to go to Nazareth, for the feeling against him there was very bitter. The Pharisees belonging to Nazareth, who had heard him in the synagogue of Chimki, had again roused indignation against him. Jesus replied to his mother's entreaties that he would wait where he was the multitude that were to go with him to the baptism of John, and then pass through Nazareth. Jesus conversed much with his mother on this day, for she came to him 2 or 3 times. He told her that he would go up to Jerusalem 3 times for the Pasch, but that the last time would be one of great affliction for her. He revealed to her many other mysteries, but I have forgotten them. Mary Cleopas was a handsome, distinguished-looking woman. She spoke with Jesus that morning of her 5 sons and entreated him to take them into his own service. One was a clerk or a kind of magistrate named Simeon. 2 were fishermen, James the Less and Jude Thaddeus. And these 3 were the sons of her first marriage. Alphaeus, her first husband, was a widower with 1 son when she married him. This stepson was named Matthew. She wept bitterly when she spoke of him, for he was a publican. Joseph Barsabas who also was at the fishery, was her son by her second husband, Sabas, and her third husband with the fisherman, Jonas. She had another son, the young Simeon, still a boy. Jesus consoled her, promising that all her sons would one day follow him. Of Matthew, whom he had already seen on his way to Sidon, he spoke words of comfort, foretelling that he would one day be one of his best disciples. The Blessed Virgin returned from Nazareth with some of her female relatives to her abode near Capernaum. Servants had come with asses from the latter place to conduct them home. They took several pieces of furniture with them, which after their last journey had been left behind in Nazareth. Various kinds of tapestry and woven stuffs, packages of other things, and some vessels, all were packed in chests formed with broad strips of inner or outer bark and fastened to the sides of the asses. Mary's house in Nazareth was so ornamented that it had during her absence the appearance of a chapel. The fireplace looked like an altar. Oh, wow. The chest was placed over it, on which stood a flower pot with a plant growing in it. After Mary's departure this time, the Essenians occupied the house. Okay, so that was the end of that reading. And the next one is a little longer.
It's very long, so
we're not doing the next one. Yeah, not tomorrow. You mean Monday?
Monday, yes.
So, here's what I found. This was really interesting. All these people, Jeanette, they were right. Matthew as a child, but let's start at the beginning. It says, they went, these places that we've heard all along, and they went, they were put up outside of Nazareth were the Essenians. So they were the people with whom Jesus and the 5 disciples put up outside of Nazareth. So the Essenians, we know, friends of the Holy Family, who were Anne's family members, which of course means Mary as well. The Essenians, both men and women, dwelt in the
I
ruins.
guess the word we're looking for is tribe. They were Mary's tribe.
Right. Yes, that is the word. The Essenians, both men and women, dwelt around the ruins of the old stone vaults, solitary and unmarried. They wore long white garments and ladder mantles, and both cultivated little gardens. I think that's so, ooh, sounds so cute. They had once dwelt near Herod's castle in the valley of Zabulon, but out of friendship to the Holy Family had come hither. So here's this Eliud who stayed with Jesus. He was a little gray-haired old man with a long beard. And the Essenians lived retired and attended the synagogue at Nazareth and were devoted to the Holy Family. How quaint. Everything sounds so quaint.
Yes.
Mary's house. Oh my gosh, Jeanette. Oh, Mary's little house. The next morning, the 5 disciples of Jesus went into Nazareth to visit their relatives and acquaintances and the school. And Jesus stayed with Eliud, the little old man with the long beard, and he prayed and conversed. And the simple-hearted, pious man, Eliud, had many mysteries had been revealed. So that's just sounds so interesting. And then the 4 women, her niece, Mary Cleopas, Joanna, the cousin of Anna, the relative of Simeon, Mary, the mother of John Mark, and the widow Leah. That sounds like 5 to me, but okay. Veronica was no longer there, so it says who wasn't there. And then Mary and Blessed Mary and Mary Cleopas came to Jesus. Jesus stretched out his hand to his mother. Oh my gosh. His manner to her being affectionate, though very earnest and grave. Mary was anxious about him. Sure, she's worried about her son. She begs him not to go to Nazareth, for the feeling against him there was very bitter. Who wants their son to go somewhere where people are bitter against him, you know? So the Pharisees at Nazareth, they were against him. They were indignant. And Jesus told his mother, go ahead.
I can picture Mary. When I hear like these visions that she has about her being upset or being scared or being frightened.
Yeah.
I can just picture her, could you imagine her heart knowing what's going to happen? So she was like, knowing what's going to happen, she was
She
probably
didn't
even
know he
more
was going to be
fearful.
crucified. She didn't know he was going to be crucified, though.
She knew what trials and stuff was gonna, from Simeon too, about piercing her
Yeah,
heart
she
and
knew
everything.
that, but she didn't understand she
Oh
wasn't
no,
given
she
the
didn't.
full
Oh, I don't know.
picture.
I guess we have to be in heaven to ask her, but
No, they said she did not understand. She was someone like us that we are to use as a role model to trust, because we don't know everything that's going to happen, but we know basically some things. And she knew basically that her son was going to be, she knew she was to trust fully. And
so I can just picture her saying, oh Jesus, please be careful. Oh, please. And then worrying and staying up, waiting on him, Wow, I can just picture that.
I know.
A mother's heart.
I know. And Jesus said to her, to his mother's entreaties, he would wait where he was the multitude that were to go with him to the baptism. He was waiting for the crowd to go to the baptism because he knew he had to complete certain things. So his time was coming, but not yet. And he was trying to calm her and say, it's okay, I'm going with this group of people. And so, he was doing anything to make her feel better. He said, don't worry, Mom. We're heading to the baptism, and I'm going with a multitude of people. So I think that just was to make her feel a little better, So Jesus conversed much with his mother on this day, for she came to him 2 or 3 times. That worried Jeanette. She came to him like saying, oh, please. And he's like, it's okay. I'm going with people.
That's why we relate to Mary so much. And that's why we pray to Mary to intercess for us, especially for our children.
Yes.
I pray to Mary to intercess for us because she knows what we're feeling, when our
Yeah.
kids are in crisis.
Yeah. She is our intercessor. She intercedes for us. And we're told that, we are told that as Catholics, and we know it to be true. This is why this is her role, and she's the only human who's fully human that doesn't have any original sin. And we are supposed to be a role model after her and Joseph. Like, we know because we read the consecration of Joseph. I mean, it was so beautiful. So he told her he would go to Jerusalem 3 times, and that the last time would be a great affliction for her. You see how he's preparing her? I'm going to go 3 times, but it's the last time that will be a great affliction for you, Mom. So he's letting her know it's not quite yet. And he revealed to her many other mysteries, but I have forgotten them. So look, he's telling her, he may be telling her, Mom, I will be killed. We don't know. He revealed to her for her.
I wish she remembered them. I want to hear them.
I know. But she's supposed to trust him, and he tells her what's going to happen. Maybe that's how she finally was able to trust fully, because he told her what was about to happen. Just like we've been told, things are going to happen. And, we've been told through the prophets, the things that are going to happen. And, some of us believe and some of us don't, So Mary Cleopas was a handsome, distinguished looking woman. She spoke with Jesus that morning of her 5 sons, and he told her that he was taking them with her, and she was worried about her sons like Mary, so she must have heard Mary upset, so she became worried about her own sons. And one was a clerk of a magistrate named Simon. 2 were fishermen, James the Less and Jude, Thaddeus. These were the 3 sons of her first marriage. And then her stepson Matthew, who we know is going to be a disciple. And I don't know how to pronounce this, Jeanette. Joseph Barsabas. I don't know, because that sounds Hispanic.
Joseph Barsabas.
Joseph, okay. Okay. So he was also at the fishery, was her son by another husband, and then Jonas. So all of these ones, and her young Simeon, still a boy. Jesus consoled her and told her all her sons would one day follow him. And Matthew, whom he'd already seen on his way to Sidon, he spoke words of comfort for telling he would be one of his best disciples. Look at that. He's telling her, don't worry, they are going to be very important in my kingdom. And look, so what happens? Mary returns from Nazareth and some of her female friends near Capernaum, and the servants came to lead them home, because remember, women aren't alone. They need their male servants probably came and helped, to usher them home. And they even took little furniture. Like, in Japan, they have really light wood that they carry on their backs. And that's their furniture. Well, they carry pieces of furniture, that had been left behind in Nazareth, and different kinds of tapestry and woven stuff. And they used the camels and, and the horses to help carry stuff. They were packed in chests and fastened to the sides of the asses. Oh, the donkeys, not horses, donkeys. So Mary's house, Jeanette, was so ornamented that that during her absence, it had the appearance of a chapel. She had all this
picture. I could picture all the Essenians, all the neighbors, everybody just, like really honoring the family, the Holy Family, and doing that. I could picture them bringing stuff over for the house. Oh,
that's cool. What's so fun about this book and the readings that you're doing. If you don't know, Jeanette is doing readings, and today I'm going to put each one of them together into the rosaries, and I'm going to put them on a folder on my Facebook, but Jeanette and I are also going to be putting them on her page. I'll be putting them all together. I'm gonna tape them with screencast, not right now until we get her page back up and running so that I can upload it there. And then we're going to we'll start with the joyful. And when I come up, I think it's next Friday, we'll tape one of the full rosaries. We'll take 5 of them, put them all together, and upload them into one recording into Jeanette's YouTube channel.
I
Yeah.
appreciate your help, Pen, because I'm so bad at
No,
it.
yeah, because it's important. This is important.
I can't
And
do it.
look, she remember one of our Facebook friends asked for it, and so that's why
I
I'm
think
gonna
it was
put it
Trish.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trish, I'm gonna put it together, right now in the individuals on my Facebook in an album. Each of the rosaries in a different album. I'll do first the joyful.
Oh, that's going to be too difficult. Just wait till
No, that's
next
not
week. You'll
hard.
be fine.
No, it's not hard.
Oh my
I'll put them
gosh.
all in one. I'll put them all in one folder so she can do that. She can go right to the photos folder. And then we're going to put them all on your page too. So anyway, so here they are. Mary's house, Jeanette. It was ornamented like a chapel. The fireplace looked like an altar.
Oh
The
my
chest,
gosh.
yes, the chest and a flower pot with a plant. And after Mary's departure, the Essenians occupied the house. So they were like house sitting for her. Is that the cutest thing? They were house sitting in her beautiful little chapel-like home. So it's a short reading today, guys, and we finished it all, but it was so beautiful. Just so beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. And then Monday we will do this one. It's the discourse with Eliud, the Essenians upon the mysteries of the Old Testament and the most holy incarnation. And that's like 3 times the size of the reading we did today, but that's okay. We'll have a nice Monday for that. Okay, guys. And my daughter will be taking her test, so we'll be praying for her.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We're fighting off COVID here, but we're making it. Look, vitamin C works. So if you have it, try my 1000 every hour. I'm taking it, and I have a real bad headache and a sore throat, but it's not getting bad because I'm doing that vitamin C. If not, I would be like my Joe and Kayla are so sick right now. And her mother, she was in the hospital from it. So yeah, yeah. So and they all had, well, they didn't have vaccines, but they've had the treatments for it. I've never had any treatments for it, so I just stay away from it. And now I know the vitamin C seems to work. We'll see in the next couple of days.